Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, Earl, great to see you as always.
Absolutely, my friend. Another great Monday.
Man, fall is here. I got the hoodie on today. It
Yeah.
is just, and I see you have your sweater jacket thing on.
Yep.
I wear
Yep.
stuff like that all the time. I don't know what to call it either,
Yeah.
but I love this time of year.
Yeah. Me too, man. I can definitely deal with this a lot better than I can the sweltering heat. So, this is my time of the year, fall.
Absolutely. And speaking of sweltering, the housing market's still pretty hot right now too. And
Whew.
prices, as everybody's been saying for years, the sky is falling, prices are coming down, home prices keep going up.
That is correct. And that's the biggest thing that we've seen, thus far. People try to compare it, oh, this is 2007 and 2008 time frame. But we're saying, no way, it's not. And the biggest difference in that is lack of inventory. The lack of inventory is still holding the pricing margin strong. It's still the competition. People are still out here looking for homes. They still need homes. Even though we have this super hot 8% interest rate, teeter-tottering, right around there. Some people would think, oh, that would put everybody out of the game. No. The bottom line is the people that are in the game are your serious buyers. Serious buyers are in the game. And like you said, Shark Tank lady, what's the last name? Yeah, Barbara Corcoran. She was just speaking on it being the best time to buy. And the reason that's the best time to buy may not be that interest rate that you think is super hot, but because that could go, up and down over time. But the reason that it's the best time to buy, you can get the home you want and negotiate a little bit. You have some negotiating power, in the game right now. And that's really a game changer. That's one of the biggest things I'm seeing right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And interest rates are only high compared to what we've gotten used to.
Right. The
Historically,
anomalies.
if you go back to April 1971, which is the benchmark everybody uses, and easy for me to remember because I was born in April 1971,
Oh,
the
man.
average interest rate has been 7.7%. And I was in a meeting, I'm on the part of a group that has a nonprofit with a large investment portfolio, and we were meeting with our financial advisors, and someone said, hey, what should rates be right now? Because everybody's talking about rates coming down, et cetera. And they're like, well, they should be about where they are. We're kind of at averages. We just got used to being below average for so long
Right.
that, now we're normalizing, and it's a bit of a shock to the system just because we aren't used to it. And now that being said, the general consensus is we think rates are coming down. But guess what? If they do, then prices are going to go up. And you mentioned 2006 to 2008, that time frame. I lived through that. That was all a house of cards. That's the difference. The fundamentals were so different back then. Back then, mortgages were given away to people with horrible credit and no money.
Anybody.
Afford them. And there was shenanigans going on all in the background with all these crazy programs, etc. And it all collapsed. Now, what's left is highly regulated, almost, all government-backed mortgages, scrutinized at every step in the process. We are audited like crazy nowadays. So the people that get a mortgage qualify. And there's so much true equity in the market right now. So the reason prices are high now is just the economics of supply and demand. There's more people than there are houses available, and that's not changing anytime soon. In fact, there's more and more pressure on demand because there's a huge bubble of people in their 30s and people approaching their 30s, which is the typical first-time buyer. I'm ready to move out on my own, have my own place. There's a huge number of people coming into that are going to want housing, going to want a place of their own, and there isn't enough inventory to support it.
And that's absolutely right. And like I said, the big thing about now is, things may be a little higher in regards to interest rate, but people can get that house that they really want, and they don't have to pay 10, 15, 20,000 over, in regards to that bidding war. because a lot of times that's what was knocking people out. They found the home that they wanted, but they were competing with 10 other offers. So they have to pay 50 grand above asking and waive the home inspection. Now you can get the home inspection. You can pay less. You can take time to think about it. I call it a real home buyer thought process or thought phase, where you can take 2 or 3 days to think about the house you want versus taking 20 to 30 minutes and the home be gone. That's just, it's a blessing in disguise, So like you said, with you being the most knowledgeable and knowing how interest rates go, and that's we've seen over history, when interest rates go up, they come down. The anomaly of the last couple of years was something a lot of people got used to, which we shouldn't have, but a lot of us did. It's just more normalized now. Things are more back to the norm of what a healthy market's supposed to look like. Like you said, so many fail safes that were put in post 2008 when everything was crazy and all these handing out the wild, wild west, which I like to refer to it as, of real estate at that time. Things have came more into a more realistic type of market, and that's what we have here now. So much so that people are still, or lenders are still verifying people's employment and everything the day of closing. So, that's
and you know what? If I had the cash, I'd be buying every piece of real estate I could get my hands on right now. As you know, I have a primary residence. With a primary residence, there's some great low and even no down payment programs available. So if you're looking to buy a house to live in, don't let that be an obstacle. Talk to your agent, talk to your mortgage person. You can purchase with limited funds. In my case, I'd want to buy land, investment properties, whatever I could get my hands on. Those do require a larger down payment, typically 20, even 25% down payment. So it does take a bit more cash to play in that field. And my wife and I are investors. We own several rental properties. We own raw land. We own, all of that. So, we did, when we had the cash, and now we're saving up to make the next one. But, I'm worried that if we don't do it before spring, it's going to be nuts out there.
Oh yeah, most definitely, and that's the same sentiment, because some people who are kind of unsure, they're hopping to the sidelines saying, "Hey, we'll wait a couple of months," not knowing in a couple of months, interest rates tick back down 1.5 point. Oh man, you're going to have a slobber fest, dog eat dog. Everybody right back into the same situation we saw the last summer. Situations where, like I said, 10, 20, 30, 40. At one point, something astronomical didn't happen with me, but $100,000 over asking. That was guaranteed by buyers, cash, So if you think that now may not be the best time for you to buy, look at your situation. Look at your situation. Look at what you want for you and your family in the future. And if that makes the best sense right now. Because the information or the numbers that you get right now based on a 30-year mortgage is based on today's interest rate. Things are going to change within that time period to a more feasible situation for you, but it has to work out for you, the buyer, or you, the seller, in which case. That's why working with great professionals like Kevin and myself can always help guide you and navigate you along the right route.
Well, just real quick, you mentioned, look at your finances, see what you think, blah, blah, blah. A lot of people don't realize how close they are or how ready they are. They think, oh, I need all this money. I need all this. I need all that. Right. You might not. So, even if you're not sure, even if I don't think I'm going to qualify, I don't think I'm this, I don't think of that, just talk to someone. You might be there when you don't know it.
Absolutely. And like we've always talked about as well, renting, you're paying 100%, not 8%. So that's not coming back at all. You won't get that back in your pocket at all. I have a lot of conversations with different buyers, and they say, "Hey, man, renting seems like the best way to go. And if it works for you, it works for you. But at the same time, consider buying a home like a savings account that you're always putting money into. That when you decide you want to leave or you want to upgrade to something different, you can always take a portion of that with you. You can rent forever, 40 years, and you're only going to take that security deposit back."
You know what? My grandparents did that. Rented the same house, probably 40 plus years, right, and had nothing to show for it.
That's unfortunate. That's
Yep.
unfortunate.
But hey, there's lots of great opportunities out there. Call Earl, call Kevin. We'll get you started. And if you're ready today, then we'll get running. If you're not ready, we'll get you on a plan.
Absolutely. And we're here to stick it out with you through the entire process. So
Cool.
as always, thank you so much, Kevin, for joining me.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure.
Absolutely, man. Have a great week.
You too.